What's up, everybody? I do enjoy being on YouTube and doing lives and educating primarily. It does become a lot sometimes, I will say that, because I do want to stay so consistent with all the information that I put out that sometimes, especially between shorts and long form, even though it's one long form a week, sometimes in my mind, I'm just thinking, man, I really don't want to do a live today, but here we are. And I know I always keep things focused on weight loss, especially if you're busy, because, and that's 99% of the people out there, I'll say, is we're all busy. We all have things going on. There's other priorities we have in life. And our physical well-being is typically something that gets put on the back burner just because we're trying to survive. Most of the time we are working and trying to provide a good life for our families, for ourselves, for other people, whatever it is. So understand, we can work and work and work and work and work and work and work, and all this other stuff's going on. If you have kids, then there's sports, and if you're married, then you have your husband or wife, everything like that. That does become more things you have to manage and deal with on a daily basis. Not that any of them are bad, but it's just by default, there will be more on your plate and more is required of you. It's just not like when we were younger and single and we didn't have a lot of things going on. It's totally different now. So when it comes to a weight loss journey, really the most important mindset that you have to have, especially if you're starting out, and this mindset is something that applies to anything else in life. You have to make up your mind that you're not going to stop until you figure it out. You have to, it's that figuring out mindset, that setting it down in your mind that no matter how hard the journey is, you're going to stay consistent with it until you see the success and keep the success that you actually want. Because most of the time what I see from a lot of people, they just give up way too soon, or most people, especially when they're trying to get in shape, they think it's going to happen fast and they just toss their hands up, when in reality it's nothing in life works that way. The best analogy I can give is, well, if you go to school, well, you go to high school or college or whatever, and you work a lot. You go to class consistently for the most part, and then you get your degree or whatever it is. Well, same thing inside of your career. Well, you work, and if you do a good job, then if there's no politics involved, that is, you will move up. You will move up. And it's because of the work and the value that you bring and the results that you drive that will allow you to move up. But when it comes to a weight loss journey, most people start to assume the normal rules for life just don't apply, when that's not true. Especially when it comes to getting in shape, it's going to take time. And that's literally the thing no one wants to hear, because everybody wants it right now. And that is how we are wired. If you look at social media now, it just makes this worse, especially with short form content, when things are just very fast, very rapid. You might see someone that has a lot of success, and they might be very successful, but you haven't seen the whole journey on how they actually got there. Or someone's really, really shredded, and in your mind, maybe you're thinking, well, it's just natural for them to have abs. They're just naturally that way. There's never anything natural about it. Someone might have good genetics, but there's never nothing natural about being in good shape. And I don't care if I know a lot of times we could bring up steroid use or things like that. It's like, okay, well, all the people that are on that, well, they still have to work hard, like, to actually get a good physique. Because I've seen people who use them and they look awful, just being completely honest. But when it comes to that, if you're going to be successful with losing weight amidst your busy lifestyle, between kids and maybe you have a significant other, or maybe you're married, whatever it is, there's tons of priorities. Like, you just have to make up your mind that you're not going to stop until you figure it out. You have to have the belief that you will be successful. And when you have the belief that you will be successful, it's not that the belief is the thing that makes you successful. The thing, when you set in your mind that you believe you can do something, well, you start to find the path that gets you to where you want to go. You look for the opportunities, you create the opportunities for yourself. You're far more intentional about the things that you do on a daily basis. This is one of the biggest things, and honestly, this is probably the only reason I've been able to figure out a lot on my fitness journeys, because when I first started, I made up in my mind that I am going to figure this out. Whatever my goal is, I'm going to work at it till I get there. And that mindset's still something that I have. And even though when I started out, there's always people that are better than me, maybe stronger than me, that maybe know more. But the thing that I know about most people is that they give up. And most people cannot be consistent. And the one thing I know about myself is I can be consistent. And it's not something that I was born with. It's something that I've worked at religiously for years. And that's what's helped me build all of this consistency up. It's been a daily thing that I've worked at over and over and over again. And because of that, I know that if I just stay consistent with the right things for long enough, well, then I'm going to eventually reach my goal. And in this case, if y'all hear that, there's like a really loud Mustang driving right beside me. But when it comes to this, especially for you, if you're trying to get in shape right now, you have to just settle in and be like, okay, I'm going to stay on this journey and work at it as consistently as I can for at least 3 years. Just commit to 3 years. And if you can do that, well, then the cool thing is you're locked in for 3 years. Then automatically you just have to keep working at it. And this is why I bring up tracking macros a lot too, because that's been one of the big keys to my success with getting leaner. If I want to see abs, cool, I can shred down, get abs. If I want to build more muscle, then cool, I can build more muscle, because I just understand how calories work and how macros work. So all macros are is protein, carbs, fats. It's nothing groundbreaking when I say that. But I've just understood how all of that works, and it's been a big key to my success along my journey. And at the start, it took a little while to figure that out, but I knew if I consistently work at it and continue to track my food based on everything I was reading on, like the research at the time, then I was like, okay, I know it's going to pay off for me long term. And it's the same thing that's true for you. You can pick any goal in life, and if you set in your mind to consistently work at it, eventually you're going to get there. And truly, you can have anything in life that you want as long as you're willing to work long enough and hard enough for it. And I've just seen that time and time again, especially with my time at First Form, with working a lot with a lot of different individuals. A lot of people have really cool, big, ambitious goals, and at the start, they might not believe that they can achieve them, but they go and do it anyways. They execute, and then they start to see a result. Then the belief comes. Same thing with a fat loss journey or a weight loss journey. You might not believe you can lose a 20, 30, 100 pounds, 200 pounds, 300 pounds, whatever it is for you. But as you start to work at it, you're going to see a little bit of a result, and now that'll motivate you to keep going. And here's the key where most people mess up. If you see success with something, success leaves clues. So you have to make sure you stop and pay attention to what have you been doing that has led to this success. Now, are there going to be sometimes optimal things you do to see success, or not so optimal things that you do to see success? Absolutely. What I mean by that is what a lot of people do early on when they are working to lose weight. They'll completely cut calories way too much and be really hungry, see a lot of success, and then they just start to yo-yo. It's like they go back and forth because they've just cut calories, and then they've lose some weight, but then they get super hungry, can't stay consistent with it, and then they start to eat more and then gain the weight back, and they get frustrated and stop. It's like, okay, well, there's success in that, and you have to pay attention to it. What's the success? Well, you know that cutting calories helped you lose weight, so that is a piece to the puzzle, is cutting the calories. But maybe you cut them too much, and this is where maybe your next go around, maybe you don't do it quite as much. Maybe you don't eat quite as little as you did, and you add in a little bit more. That's a little more sustainable. With, even though the progress might not be as fast, it's a little more steady. And this is where you can start to learn from your successes and also failures to a degree. And really the only way you fail is if you just completely stop something. So when it comes to the mindset to have along the weight loss journey, you have to set in your mind that you're going to figure it out and stick with it regardless of the ups and downs. And if you maybe hit little speed bumps or obstacles along the way, you have to keep going with it. And what this will also teach you to do, especially when it comes to life, is it'll teach you how to do this with other things. Because fitness and being successful along a fitness journey teaches you a lot of good things for life, especially from the standpoint of building resilience, staying committed to something, building discipline. Like it teaches you a whole lot of that stuff. And a lot of times you can't learn those things any other way unless you go through a process like a fitness journey, or maybe you play sports or something like that. There's very few ways that you can do that. Maybe in your career if it's set up that way, but there's just so much that fitness can actually teach you if you stay with it. And here's the cool thing too, fitness will also allow you to meet a lot of cool people. And there's a lot of great people that I've met just staying consistent with my fitness journey, and it's really allowed me to move forward in life or have support during tough times or something like that. So there's a lot of good reasons as to why you should stay consistent along a fitness journey. It's, yes, so that you can see the result that you actually want, but at the same time, it's so that you can make a lot of other cool connections in life as well. And that's been the thing for me. I can look back, and especially growing up, I didn't have necessarily a lot of friends around me to hang out with. All of my friends were an hour away, and being honest, I didn't have the time to go and see them. So for me, I always craved just that connection, my tribe, so to speak, and getting to know people that thought the way that I did, that wanted to work towards bigger goals in life the same way that I did. And fitness gave me that. By getting consistent with fitness, I was able to find my people that thought the way that I did, that wanted more out of life. And that's been that's been something I've been so grateful for and don't take for granted by any means. Now, is everybody that's in fitness like that? No, but a lot of people are. If someone is being consistent along the fitness journey, it probably means that, well, they're trying to improve in some way, at least some way. And then that can kind of give you some hope to potentially, I don't know, make a cool connection and have a good friend and start to build that support system and kind of build your tribe, so to speak. So I know I looped around a lot of different things, but remember, the number one mindset you got to have, especially if you're on a weight loss journey, is you have to set in your mind that you're going to be successful with it before you even start. And you just have to be committed to that. And by being committed to that and setting that up in your mind, well, then what this allows you to do is have the belief that you're going to be successful no matter what, and you will figure out a way to make things work. And that's as simple as it gets. If you can do that, then you can really be successful at a lot of things in life, not just a fitness journey. So I'm gonna go get my workout in. I got a 2,000 meter ski I'm gonna knock out today, and then I got some skill work because I primarily do CrossFit, and I gotta work on butterfly pull-ups, and appreciate it. 5150 GW. You take care. Have a good day as well. But I got to work on some kipping, some back strength exercises, shoulder strengthening exercises. Because I'll be honest, like typically my legs are more of my strong point. My upper body, my upper body is weak in the grand scheme of things, so I'm going to work on that. But that's what we got on the menu today. I hope y'all have a fantastic Friday. Enjoy y'all's your weekend as well. And as always, keep up the great work. If I can do anything for you, I'm here for you. Reach out anytime. I'm more than happy to help you out. But I'll see y'all soon. All right.